Nothing ever comes to me, yeah, in a steady stream. But you gotta keep on going. You gotta live that dream. I know I ain't supposed to feel it, but oh how it feels. But nothing ever comes to me, yeah, in a steady stream. But you gotta keep on going. You gotta live that dream. I know I ain't supposed to feel it, but oh how it feels. Instead of letting it go, I let it
Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm glad to be back here today to make a video for everybody. A lot of you guys follow me, and I'm sure a lot of you know that I've had a really bad couple weeks and I haven't really uploaded anything. If you look back a few videos, I mentioned a couple of months ago that I got a baby goose and I raised him, and he had some issues with his leg. I noticed he was having trouble walking. As a matter of fact, when I got him, when he was a baby, he had a little trouble with his leg. I did everything that I could. It started to heal, and then at some point in time it started to bother him again. So I took him to what was supposed to be a very well-known vet here in New Jersey, and they looked at him. They gave me a plan of action for him, and everything looked uphill at that point. They gave me daily updates for about 5 days after I gave them a ton of money. And they called me on the 5th day and said that they were putting him to sleep because somebody gave him to me from the wild. So they put him to sleep about a week ago, which really sucks. It crushed me because I really don't have friends. The geese and the animals and the different wildlife that I interact with, those are my friends. I'm not afraid to say it. I'm proud to say that. A lot of people just miss out on so many things when it comes to bonding with wildlife, just to experience that, or on the other end to show to show them love, like this baby goose. Like a lot of these geese in the wild, they'll never experience love how we provided for him for those few months. So definitely saddens me. Actually, saddens isn't the word. It crushes me. And it's something that I'm having a hard time getting over. So hopefully I can continue to inspire you guys and show you you have to get back up, and you have to keep going, and you just can't stop. You can't give up. You just have to fight through the battles, and that's what I'm doing right now. And I'm coming from a very hard background of depression, and it's something that I'm not battling depression, but I'm always battling falling back into that. So I'm very happy to be here today. I hope you guys are doing well. What I wanted to make today was, I was thinking there was this place that I actually took the babies to swim. It's in the area where I live, and it was a nice little area. There was some water and stuff in the forest, and I was gonna attempt to paint that today. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I put clear gel here already, about 3/4 of the way down. I'm just gonna jump right into this and try to work through it the best that I can. I'm actually gonna grab, I got the 1-inch brush here, and I'm just gonna take a little bit of white, and I'm just gonna put a little bit of white right here. And it's gonna help me for my next color, which is gonna be a little bit of sky back there, not a whole lot. I don't have a whole lot of white here, just a little bit. All right, so now let me just I'm gonna grab a little tiny bit of blue. I'm actually gonna get a little bit more white because I just want a real light color. So I'm gonna wipe some of that off. I just want a little bit of color back here, not too much. Some of it might not even show through. I'm not worried about it. So you don't just have to wipe it off if you want. If you have too much color, you can easily just come back in like this with a little bit of white. And that kind of helps, you know, soften everything up. There's really going to be no detail in the sky back here because it's really showing through trees, so I don't want it to be too detailed. Okay, so there you go. I think that's going to do for that. All right, I'm going to stick with probably just with the 1 inch. I'm going to get me a little bit of, what do I want here? I want a very light, distant color, so a little bit of green. I didn't clean it or nothing. I just got a little bit of green and maybe a little bit of that yellow ochre, I think. Let's try that. And let me put some of the stuff back there. So I just want it to maybe look like some trees that are far back, make them soft. So I'm just going to kind of hit it like this. And you guys know me, I try to make everything just simple as possible. I don't like doing anything that takes too much thinking. And that's just how I roll. Fill in some of these areas. All right, just like that. Okay, let's move forward. Let me set that down and grab me a filbert. Yeah, that looks good. I'm going to add in a few of these little distant trees. So I'm going to take a little bit of brown, white, yellow ochre, a little bit of blue. A little bit more blue. Let's see how this looks. Now I'm going to step back a little bit and take a look at that. Okay. All right. Not too bad, not too bad. So I'm just going to drop a few of these guys in like this. Light, dark, doesn't matter. Some are closer, some are further. All right. I'm going to grab this 1 inch brush and I think, now remember these are just distant. These are not close at all. So let me just go back and forth like this and see, just to soften these up a little bit. Stuff's going to go in front, so it's not a big deal. Okay. All right. Before I go too far, though, I want to put in a little bit of a sketch. So let me grab some. I'm going to get brown, some blue, and I don't know, some green, I guess. A little bit more green, just some like an earthy tone, something. All right, so we're gonna come right about here. There was a little hill right there. There was one that dropped down like this. There was like a little water that dropped down here. There was like a little secondary one. So the water came down like that. Don't mind me, I'm talking to myself. Something I do often. And then there's like a cool little tree right there, and it dropped right down like this into the water. I like doing sketches. You guys know that though. They really do help. They help me. Okay. It may not look like a whole lot right there, but believe it or not, it really does help. All right. So let's go back into some brown and like a blue. Blue and brown. And I want to, what do I want to do here? I want to put in a tree right there. Just like that. Just to kind of get some of these guys in. Make it a little bit easier to know where we're going. So we got one there, then we got a couple that are back here. Like that. Now this place is not like a real heavy wooded area, but it is pretty cool. It's a nice, I think it's a very nice place. And I used to love going there, and I'll still go there. But I used to take the little, I always refer to him as the baby. I used to take him and let him swim around and have fun. I'm gonna put a little bit more brown in that. Like that. Make that a little bit bigger actually. Put a little branch right there. I might as well drop in a few little trees like over here somewhere, make one like crooked. It's cool, it's always good to do. Something like that. I always like to step back and just take a look at what's happening, all right? Okay, so I'm not gonna do anything right this second. I'm gonna start to block in some of our areas over here. So I'm gonna set the filbert down, grab some of this coffee. I love coffee, all right. Got the 1 inch still dirty from the prior color. I'm gonna get me some green, some blue, a little bit of brown, and some black. And I just want to start getting me some color in there. Some of that dark color. I'm gonna do the same thing over here. And this is just how I do it. Everybody does things differently. This is what works for me. You know, maybe it'll work for you, maybe it won't work for you, but this is just how I do it. Get a little bit more black in that. Not too much black. I mean, you want to have color in your paintings. All right. So I'm going to wipe this off a little bit. I'm going to lighten that up just a shade, and then I can start working a little bit more blue in that. Some brown maybe. I don't want it so green. So yeah, this is what works. This is what works for me. I'm actually going to cut this tree off right there. Okay. Now, while I got that going, I'm going to grab some yellow ochre, it looks like. And maybe I'm just going to I just want to mix some of this stuff up to look like there's something going on. Just so it's not like a flat line or whatever. Because it's one thing I don't like is straight lines, and everybody always does say that about can't draw a straight line. Well, that's like definitely something that you don't have to worry about when it comes to painting. Let me get a little bit of yellow. A little bit of yellow, just to, maybe there's some stuff growing off the side like this. And I'm just, I don't really have anything planned. I'm just remembering this little place where I was, and that's just what I'm doing. Okay, so now, I'm not even cleaning this brush. I'm still using the same brush. I got some blue and yellow and green. I'm trying to get a bluish green color. Let me just, I need more of a bluish color. So I'm going to take some blue, some white, and maybe even a little bit of red. I just want the water to look a little bit more like appealing. And blue's a good color. There's no medium down here either. So I'm just blocking this color in. All right, I'm gonna get a little bit of black and maybe even a little bit of red. Let's see how that looks. I'm gonna put some of it in these areas here. All right, that's just the base color. Let me just see if I can, I'll probably have to add some dark, yeah. I just want to add some dark in the areas where it's dark. And this is stuff that you can easily, change up if you want. All right. It's all about being simple, making things simple, not complicated, because when things get complicated, I know I don't want to do anything, that's for sure. As long as it's simple, it's good to go. All right, so definitely I'm going to have to get a little bit of dark color in this area of where the water was dropping down. So I'm just going to drop some in like this. All right, something like that. Just give us a little bit of a pitch there. Something like that. And then we can go over top of that with some light shortly in a few minutes. Right. Actually, let me do this real quick. I'm gonna grab a fan brush real quick and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I got a bunch of white paint on here. So what I want to do is I just want to drop some water that's coming down here. Just like that. Sometimes I hold the brush like this. Like that. All right, we can bring some down. We can always cut it right off. All right. So I'm going to wipe this off, and then I'm going to stir some of this up a little bit to make it look like, some mist or whatever. I should get a little bit more paint. Maybe some of it goes right into the grass area. You can use a blender or whatever for this, but I'm just going to use the fan brush. All right, and we can start going like this. This is just like this is almost like a sketch, actually. This is going to show me where the water is heading, and then I'll come back and I'll change this up a little bit. Make sure it's nice and flat looking, stuff like that, okay? All right. So I'm going to set the fan brush down here. I constantly struggle with room to put these brushes. Everything always ends up getting paint everywhere. All right, so I'm going to grab this filbert here real quick. And see this blue area right here? I'm going to fix that. So I'm going to take some, where are we at here? Green and some yellow ochre, just like a darker green color. Let's see how this looks here. Make it look like something, a little hill or something right there. I don't want to go too crazy with any kind of details on this. I just want to drop something in just to give it something. All right, maybe there's something here. Little tree or something. Who knows? Who knows what it is? See that? And it just kind of softly disappears in the water or the fog or whatever that is. All right. And then I'm going to define this little area here. Little bank or whatever this is. I'm just quickly going through this too. So one thing I noticed is a lot of people will they'll just get stuck on one part of their picture and they'll just be stuck there. And I'm telling you, take it from me, don't do that. Just get your stuff in and just move on. Just move right along to the next section. Trust me, it'll help you. All right, so here's our little body of water. I can make that change a little bit as I go. The question is, I think I should, let me get some brown and some black, more black. I want to extend this tree right down like this. He's a big one. Somewhere down into there, or maybe it's there somewhere. It's a big old tree, like a big tree. It's like in the foreground, I like that better than up there. Definitely looks better. All right. Set the filbert down. Take the dirty old 1 inch and think about some leaves up here. So I'm just going to use like a bluish green color to start with, to start tapping in some little, textures and stuff like that. And I'm really not, tapping the same spot too many times, because it's just going to really, eat it up if you do that, and it just makes it look flat. The way that I get the good texture is by not tapping the same place too many times. So I'm just putting a darker tone in here right now, and then you can come back with a lighter tone. Some stuff back there, real light taps. The further away, the lighter you tap, the more of a distant feeling you get. Okay, I'm just Might as well put some up here. Actually, I got to make that darker, so I'm going to get me some blue and some green. You could use black, but like I said earlier, I like having color. Go right over top of the tree trunk. Just like that. Lighten that color up just a hair. I'm going to put a few over here just to kind of box in this side right here. All right. Let me step back, take a quick look. Not too bad, not too bad, not too bad. All right. So I think, well, I have this. Let me go into some yellow real quick. And I'm not cleaning anything. So it's going to give me like a light green color, looks like. And I just want to put a little bit of this somewhere in here. I don't want to go crazy. But I don't like having the same, you know, the one same old color for like leaves. So I just want to, you know, break it up just a little bit. Go right over top of this little tree trunk right there. And I'm not putting in too much though, because, you know, that also will, you know, will kill it. You don't want to kill it. My famous word, don't kill your paintings. Don't kill it. All right. Now I'm going to move right over to some yellow ochre. And maybe we'll just put a few little taps of that in there. That'll give it a nice little different color also. Nice earthly color. All right. I'm going to set that down. Grab the filbert. Got some dark on it. It's all right. I'm going to wipe it off. I'm going to grab some white. A little bit of yellow ochre. A little bit of brown. Let's see how this color looks. So I'm going to just drop a little bit of this in here, like this, on the edge of this tree. Maybe just a tiny bit up there. All right. Now, I'm going to get some straight yellow ochre here. Just going to go right over this edge. A little bit of color back here, maybe a little bit there, not too much, because this is supposed to be far away. But if you see, I'm not going crazy. I'm putting the color down and I'm just kind of like moving on, okay, to the next step. All right, let me get some dark blue and black. Let me just drop some of that right over here like this. Give it a little bit of a better feel. You know, some dark color in there also, under that root right there. See that? All right, let me step back a hair. And maybe we can take just a little bit. Nope, too much. Too much. I just want to put a little bit of dark color here and there on the back of that tree. Some there, there. All right, like that. Another sip of coffee. Okay. Excuse me. Something stuck in my throat. All right. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to keep using the filbert for right now, and I'm going to get me a nice, like a mid-tone color, mid-tone greenish, ochreish something. See how it works. You know me, I just mix it and then just kind of go to town. So I'm going to actually start in the foreground to start getting some of this texture on, like this. And I'm just kind of holding the brush sideways, and I'm just dragging. I'm letting it, the canvas is just taking off what it wants. I'm using, you know, more paint than I would normally use. All right. And then maybe there's, you know, something growing right down there too. All right. Get a little bit of red mixed into that maybe. See how that looks. Actually, I'm going to put a little green in it too. Green that up a little bit. And I'm going to come right over here. And I'm going to drop some of this in here too. What do we want? We want something right there, right? Yeah, that looks good. I'm just kind of, you know, you see what I'm doing? I'm just dragging it and darker in the corner. Leave some dark in there, it's important. All right, I got to step back because there's a glare for me. Okay. Now I'm going to get a little bit of a lighter color, a little bit more of a pale color for back here, and I'm just going to spot some of this on. I'm using the same, I guess the same type of technique that I was using up front. All right, but not as much detail back here. I'm just dropping in some of this color. Okay. I'm just making little textures, and I want it to be dark here though. Just making different little textures and things. That could be, you know, look like little hills or, you know, just different things. And then I'm kind of softening it when I go back. Like that. And just put something there. That looks cool, like a little drop down maybe. All right. Now I'm going to actually come right up here. And I'm going to soften some of this here. Not too much, just kind of like tone it down a hair. All right, and it just kind of, it's more of an impressionistic type thing, but it works. I think it does. It works for me because it makes me feel good while I'm doing it. So that means it works. Okay, pure yellow and some white. Pure yellow and white. I just want to come in here, and I'm thinking that my light is like here somewhere, so I just want to, I just don't want to overdo this, you know, but I definitely want to, you know, drop some of this color, you know, throughout the areas that I think would be catching some of the light. Back here is going to be more soft. got a little light there. Maybe we'll get some up front too. All right, I'm actually going to wipe this off real quick, and I'm going to take this little bit of yellow color, the highlight color that I put back there, and just kind of do the same thing I did earlier. Just soften it up just a hair. Not too much. Don't want to lose it. All right. Okay, let me get some more of that yellow and white here. And then, where do we want more? I'm thinking that there's going to be some here. Just riding the top of this little hill. Maybe a little bit there. Something like that. I'm going to step back, take a look. All right, that looks like I need to add a layer in there. On the edge, this doesn't look perfect, so maybe I'll do this. Something like that. Just to show a little bit of light going into there. All right, let me set the filbert brush down, and I'm going to take, I think I'm going to take the 1-inch brush and maybe put a little bit different texture in. Let's see, so what do I want here? 1-inch bright color, and then maybe we'll just do this. Yeah, we'll do that. Right on the top. Just a little bit of something different. Okay. Not too crazy though, right? Just shows something different, that's all. Okay. All right, I'm gonna set that down. Oh goodness, I got paint all over me. All right, let me grab, what do I want to grab? I'm gonna try to grab the knife and get me some greenish, bluish, whitish, something. I just mix it until it looks right, I guess. I don't have no set system. So I'm gonna come here and I'm just gonna go like that. Do the same thing there. Put some lines in like that. Let me just step back again and take a look. Just want something, I want it to look straight also. Just like there's all kinds of cool little things happening. Because it was like a stream, I guess. So I'm just working the knife back and forth, not any certain direction. Just kind of going back and forth. Okay, grab a little bit of a lighter color, I guess, and maybe just work just a little bit of a white color and maybe. I don't know, we'll see how it looks, I guess, right? I don't want to go too crazy though. Just to give it a little bit different of a variation, I guess. All right, let me grab a little bit of this brown, maybe some yellow ochre with the knife, and then maybe just to give this tree a little bit of knife texture right there. Something like that. Okay. Now over to the blue and white. Put a little bit of blue back here. I think that'll make it look pretty. Something like like that right there. And then let me wipe the knife off, set that down. And then I'm going to grab, let's see, a little bit of dark color. Okay, something you can do is I just thin down a little bit of paint. You can just put in a few little branches and stuff. Just come right off. It's a little dark. I'll work on this one up here first. Just kind of be real loose about these. I'm not really too concerned about, you know, exactly where they fall, as long as they look like a branch. You can just place these wherever makes you happy to put them, really. Put some lighter pressure for, even though I have a darker color on here, if you use light pressure, it'll give you a nice light color. Just a little bunch of sticks and all kinds of things happening up here. Branches back there, and then, you know, there's a little, maybe there's a little something right there like this, growing right off of the trunk of that tree. Something just like that. Maybe I'll just put one more right in the front like this. He comes right in, he grows right into him. Just like that. And wash that out real quick, and then I'm gonna just get me a little bit of color right here. I normally don't do this too often, but just put a few little things in here. Something small. Drop right into the water, who cares? Nothing really back there because, you know, it's further back. All right, let me just wash this out real quick. All right, well, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. I painted this kind of under mental pressure today, but I hope it's something that you guys enjoyed. I'm just trying to get myself back to normal, trying to get myself from not feeling so sad and down every single day. And this is how you do it. This is, you start somewhere, you just try to pick yourself back up, and you just really try to get back out in the real world and just get yourself back up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll be uploading on a more regular basis just to keep myself together, and also, you know, to help you guys. So make sure you guys leave me a comment down below if you have any questions. Make sure that you subscribe. I got some stuff that I really want to put out here in the very near future. I had plans, but just kind of put a delay in it. But definitely stay tuned, and I'll see you guys real soon. Take care.